chat button's pressed. Let's see if...
It's bath time for podcast.
All right, and it looks like we are live on Twitch. That's good. So, chat room, let us know when you can see and hear us. I mean, I see and hear us, but...
I do. Yeah. Do not whap me with your tail.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Come on. Oh, why are you fighting it? Don't fight it.
Okay, we got capture. We're streaming, not recording. Everyone's organized as much as we're going to.
See.
Yeah.
I see us. Do we want to see and hear us?
Just double check Twitch. I didn't hear us on Twitch. I see us.
Yeah, you're. Do you hear us now?
Yep. Okay. Yep, we're good. All right. There we go.
Hey, Takamika Suchi.
There we go.
Easy for you to say.
Take a Mizukini.
Yes, take a my zucchini. All right. We are going in 5, 4, 3. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Our crew is hard at work to the dual universe launch.
Guys, just what is Kitty Aggro up to?
Speaking of Kitty Aggro, do you like to run ops? SOTOR needs you.
Also, STO welcomes everyone to Fleet Week.
And we have Dux and Mail Longer here to talk to us about AIE and Lotro.
All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
All right. Welcome to episode 394 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alia Iocta Est gaming community, the Die Has Been podcast. I am Tetsemi. To my left is Mewcow.
Greetings, guildies.
And to my left and up is McCullough.
Hey guys, there is a apple Dutch baby, a pear crisp, some gluten-free pumpkin tarts, and what else? Maybe we should add a blueberry sour cream pie to that. It's all in the guild kitchen. It's a mess. I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm used to it.
It tastes good at least.
But exactly. It's a tasty, tasty mess. But this week we are joined by special guests Dux and Meilung, who are here to talk to us about AIE and Lord of the Rings Online. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We need to go around the room and find out what everyone has been up to. So let's start with the guests first. Dux, what have you been up to in or out of game? Whatever you wish to share.
More out of game lately because I haven't had a lot to do in game. But I've been playing Morkborg from Free League, the tabletop roleplay. Dungeons and Dragons, Aliens RPG, and I just got the new 5th edition Lord of the Rings.
Awesome.
So I'm going to subject my group to that.
Excellent.
Very nice. What system is the Lord of the Rings in? Is it in D20 or?
It's a play on the 5th edition, so it is D20.
Convert.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's also the One Ring, which is their own setting, 2nd edition, and that one uses the Tengvar dice. So you've got the Gandalf rune, and you have a Sauron rune.
So kind of like how Star Wars is, where the proprietary dice system.
Yeah. Aliens has the same thing also.
Very cool. All right. And Meilung, what have you been up to in or out of game?
Oh my gosh, I've been so busy. As you can see from my background, I'm in a hotel right now.
Yeah.
Because I am on a union trip.
Oh, neat.
So I've been really out of game. Outside games, I had to watch the new Rings of Power show. I haven't watched the newest one. I've been avoiding what Discord channels I'm in. They talk about spoilers.
Sure.
It's like, I don't want to know. I'm dying to get in there and talk. because of my union trip, I haven't been able to watch it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, absolutely.
Understandable.
Yep.
In game, so that McCullough isn't the only one talking about rolling dice.
Huh? Yes.
That we made twice a month. We do 2 3-hour sessions. Our last one, our DM decided to create a new big bad
Hmm.
Hmm.
for us to fight because the module that had as our big bad
Right.
less and less about. So less around the big bad module was done. So our DM Roberts created this one. We lost
Awesome.
one to petrification. So now we're probably going to be running a one shot to try and find a greater restoration scroll
Right.
to bring the character back. So it's one of those
Jeez.
really cool things that we went from this small module to where
Mhm.
it feels big, longer campaigns. Make it up many modules.
That's
So
Gotcha.
it's like
great.
they're coming together, and it's really fun. In game, which I will talk about why later once we get to actually talk about Lotro. I have been in Lotro quite a bit on a brand new character that I created. So that SWOTOR just running operations with my two groups. Just had a great time in those.
Very
Very
cool.
awesome.
Awesome. So, McCullough minus one black cat. What are you up to?
Yeah, my podcast left me and went to you. What the heck?
Well, for a second there, I thought it was my podcast that went to you because I looked and he wasn't back there.
No, he
but then I
moved
looked
one
and
chair.
Yeah,
One
he just
chair- oh,
moved
that's
over.
funny. Oh my
yeah,
god.
he moved. Well, that's a comfier spot. He likes that blanket. So.
Yeah. That cats. All right. So let's see. Our Thursday night group, we had been doing a because our DMs like to switch on and off. So we had done a short Call of Cthulhu thing with there, set in 1930, which ended the prior session. We fought Migos, and Migos are terrifying. Then we use a really scary machine to defeat them all. And we were working with some kind of old one related cultist or creature or something. We don't know. He tasked. We agreed that we would destroy the machine. The machine, of course, was powered by a rod inside, so we destroyed the machine. And we took the rod back somewhere safe, so in case those things ever attack again, we have a weapon. So that was fun. I really thought somebody was going to lose sanity or die. As my buddy Tony started out very low anyway, and like his character was losing sanity by the buckets. I have a lot of sanity. I have 90, so I was fine, but I was like down to 1 hit point at the end there. So that was fun. We succeeded, and the way that we did, our DM did it, or Keeper did it, is where we did the option where he like kept it open ended, so he and SJ can trade off and on because SJ does our D&D campaign. So that was fun. Yesterday in Star Wars, the prior session, our same Tony, my buddy Tony, he had to leave that game due to personal reasons, but his character was the clone trooper who had been modified by my character's mother. And we had a long talk, the prior session about, hey, what do you know about her? I was like, well, here's where my experiment was done. It's in this sector right by the it's in the unknown sector. It was on a medical facility used by both the Empire and the Republic. Last thing I heard, it crashed. Oh, by the way, she was rescued by somebody before it crashed. Like, great. All right, so she's not in custody. So of course, and then we learned that we're gonna get our next mission, right? Awesome. At the end of the last session. So we get there, and there's a general that doesn't hate us, which is nice because half the people that we work with absolutely don't like us. Because we're kind of the A-team of Star Wars. And they're like, someone must like you because they advised us that you need to check this out, and we find that it's valuable to us. And of course, we get the mission to go to this lost, crashed medical facility. In the unknown region, and of course, and they're like, but nobody actually knows. We don't have current coordinates to it, so you're gonna have to get those first.
Of course.
Which then resulted in us picking up a CHIS navigator. Because, right?
Well, I mean, you are in the unknown region, so...
We are in the unknown region. We're like one of the few places where we actually saw CHIS besides, Nipples McGee, our CHIS engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, good time. She may have pissed off the Navigator Guild. So we now have them after us, and, we may have had to leave the planet. Let's just say I play a real good pilot.
That's good.
Real good pilot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was amused by Seema's comment that things you don't hear much in real life, I have a lot of sanity. And
Yeah.
this is why we play games, because we get to be things we aren't in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah, we get sanity, we get a full night's rest.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
long rest, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
We've been doing a lot of reorganizing. Because our roommate got her own place, which we're very excited for her. So you can tell I have a slightly different angle in the office. We're in the process of converting the office to just an office. Pretty excited about that. We got a huge china hutch for all of our family heirlooms. So that's up, which cleared up a lot of space. We're in the process of moving our downstairs desks to the family room, or to the main room.
Yeah.
Entertainment room. We're going to be getting couches for what was the den/dining room. Yeah, it's a lot. We've been running like crazy for the last 2 weeks doing this, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's
And we're getting a lot more space back.
It's player housing in real life.
It is. It's so exciting.
It's like, well, because we subtracted 2 desks downstairs, 2 couches, and a couple other things. And it's like, all of a sudden we had this room. What if we did this? Ooh, then
Completely reorganize
yeah.
the house that needs to be done before Friendsgiving on the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Yep. Hey, we've got a good start.
I say you have annoying problems with Snap to Grid as usual.
Exactly. Absolutely.
No. I made, because we got 2 new computer desks and they're both corner units that were reversible. And like I measured everything out. They snapped to grid perfectly. It was awesome.
Yeah,
and
it looks great.
And then McCullough's desk that's on her right, which is now her work desk, was her downstairs desk. We moved that upstairs, and I had the best brain fart. It was amazing, because she has 2 monitors, one of different size, and there's a shelf right above the monitors. And I'm going to put the big monitor on the computer stand, because we had 2 computer stands, and I put it on the stand. I'm like, it's not going to go under the shelf. Well, you're just going to have to get used to it. And then I look down and go, let me just take that computer stand out, put the monitors lined up perfectly. I was like, ooh, they did snap to grid once you remove the object that was under one of them. But Mew, what have you been up to?
I have not been item glitching in my house. So
next soon.
now, so let's see. Outside of game, did do some Halloween decorating today. So I am probably covered in bits of tree and whatnot. Got the spooky stuff out. It's not dark yet, so I can't see how things look yet. So we'll see how it is. But yeah, I have lots of fun app-enabled lights and whatnot. Some neat multi-holiday lights that I just say, it's Halloween. Okay, Halloween lights come on. So it's,
I've always wanted something like that. I've always thought that was a brilliant idea. So you just have the lights up and just tell it what holiday it is.
Well, essentially, yeah. There are certain lights that I put out there now that will stay there for Christmas, because it's literally just, okay, now it's Christmas, switch there.
Like it projects.
Projecting, one's projecting, one is this just a standard string lights, but
Right.
they can change the color.
Right. So,
I
you do
can
orange for Halloween and green and red
orange
for
and
Christmas.
purple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And then for Christmas, I'll bring out the big boy, which is the giant, big show that has the music and lights and all of that kind of crazy nonsense.
Crazy.
But Halloween's a more subtle affair. Just some gaudy
Clearly.
lighting. But yeah, so that got that done today. Some house cleaning and whatnot. So I'm covered in inside dust and outside dust. So it's been fun.
Excellent.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, outside, nothing else exciting going on really. Other than work stuff, which isn't exciting. In game, I've been spending more time in Guild Wars 2 trying to catch up with that stuff. I have completed the newly redone Living World Season 1 all the way up until the point where they have available. So I finished that recently. It included the Tower of Nightmares or Nightmare Tower. It's one of those directions. They have one more to do, so I'm still kind of curious because I wasn't around for Living World Season 1, so I don't know what that last chapter is about. And, I'm kind of curious if it's going to introduce us to some characters we already know. But for me, it just suddenly the character appeared and is acting like they've been your buddy for ages. So
Funny.
I'm guessing, it must have popped up in that last chapter. But yeah, I've gone through all the living seasons up until I'm in the middle of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned recently that apparently Living World Season 5 is actually named Icebrood because I was very confused because why don't they call Icebrood an expansion? Well, because it's not. It's a Living World. Just for some strange reason, they decided to give it a name. Yeah, that was and nowhere do they explain that.
Right.
Because I was watching. Go ahead.
The Icebrood Saga, which is Living World Season 5, technically, it's a really good storyline that follows. Oh, I'm blanking on them. The
Season 4, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a really good storyline.
Yeah, but that's just it. Is I was looking at one of the content creators was saying speculation for Living World Season 6. I was like, well, what happened to 5? Why are you speculating on 6? It's like, oh, I see. So yeah, just fun little things like that, and I'm looking forward to. Everyone keeps saying that the Halloween event is the thing you just have to be part of for Guild Wars 2. So we'll see what that's like.
Yeah, it really is. There's a special area you go down, you fight all kinds of stuff, and there's this one spot where you can just run around and just collect stuff, and it's so much fun to be in there, and some of the extra events are really, really fun in the Halloween event.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that then. Yep, and lots of Final Fantasy stuff, of course, keeping my island going, trying out I just put in the Lazy Man's island crafting list.
Okay.
So I'm going to see how that works.
Yeah, I did that for the past couple cycles, and it works really well.
Okay. Yeah, and the only thing it would have been nice is if it told you what granary things to have set. So it's
right.
That way, because it's one of the things is to find the settings where it's the most optimal, so I don't have to do stuff.
Yeah, no,
Right.
exactly. Yep.
Just do a little trips to grab little things here and there. But it's still nice, now that you can fly around on the island. It's kind of nice to just hop on there and fly around, grab some things.
Yep.
Finally sit on top of the lighthouse.
Exactly.
It bugged me for the longest time that you couldn't get to the top of the landmarks that you built. They had ladders, which ladders don't work in this world. They're decorative only.
Yeah, I know. It bugs me.
Yeah,
because I'm used to ESO where it's a ladder. Click, you go up. Oh, great.
Exactly. Yeah. Nope. It's it's a ladder. No, it basically is a wall. Okay,
Yeah.
Wall. It's a wall with holes for some reason. But yeah, no, it's that's pretty much been cycling between the two. The one keeps me from getting burnt out from the other. So
Yeah.
and just kind of casting in every now and then a side glance at like Overwatch 2, which has been an interesting disaster, and
That's the best way to put it. Yes.
yeah. And
Cluster F, whatever.
well, it's yeah, the server thing they should have expected, but yeah, I'm still trying to find Overwatch 2. I've opened up the game, looked around, and they're claiming it's there, but I haven't seen it yet. So if anyone's seen Overwatch 2, let me know.
Yeah.
But
PvE
yeah,
coming next year, maybe.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Cool. And I will just knock mine out quickly because we covered the unboxing and the snap to grid stuff. Mostly it's been ESO and Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14. I joined. There's a Discord for the island called Poking Paradise, and basically they have a recommendations channel, and they tell you set your first day of the cycle as a rest cycle, because that's going to give us time to figure out what day 2 is. And then based on what happens on day 2, they kind of can figure out, okay, does day 3 need to be a rest day? Does day 4, day 5? So you basically set your rest cycles as 1 and 7, and then start going on the recommendations, and they update them at like 3 in the morning for our time when everything ticks over to the next day in game, so they can they can see what to do. And then they tell you, here's what you need. Here's the quantities of stuff you'll need for the week. So I did it for 1 week just because I wanted to hit the 17,000 calorie achievement. And I'll hit that tonight easily because I think they estimated to be like 24,000 calories for this week, which is actually a low output for them. So, but yeah, other than that, normally I leave it on automatic. I've got like 19 creatures in the pasture because I'm leaving one for one of the 2 rares left. I still have to catch Twinkle Fleece or Grobu, just depending on which one I want to get and what's available. But that's the
I
other
didn't
nice.
know he was in this game.
Yeah.
Grogu?
Yeah, Grogu. No, that's the nice thing is the Poking Paradise. You can sign up and say, alert me when this rare is going to be up. Mm-hmm. And they'll give you like a 5-minute, hey, conditions and timing are changed. And like one of them was up. There's a 3-hour window when it can be up, and the weather changed in the last hour. So you had like 6 minutes in game to capture it. So
yeah.
But that's been fun. And then ESO, I am finishing up the Ardon quest line and doing my daily writ crafting and just having so much fun in there. So, but that is what I have been up to, and we will be digging into Lord of the Rings Online shortly. But first, let's cover this week's news.
AIE News.
All right. Mandatory fun nights, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. Just knock through these real quick. Sunday, WoW Classic at 2 p.m. Eastern. Also, Star Trek Online at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so they should be starting just about now. Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday. SOTOR, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, Sprout Raid at 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday, ESO, 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday, Final Fantasy XIV Mount Farming, various times, usually starts at 8 p.m. Eastern or later. Saturday, for our guest, Lord of the Ring Online, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, Map Night, Final Fantasy XIV at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, and New Braid and WoW at 11 p.m. Eastern.
All right. And in Guild Podcast news, Hand First VR behind the games chat with Jason Parks of Rotu, ROTU.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell if it was Q or U. Oh, no. My eyes are awful. All right. Rotu has a series of VR games that push boundaries of where VR experiences are headed. Their latest game, Eola, combines amazing music and audio, lore, story, and exploration with a hands-first VR designed for the Meta Quest 2. Jason Parks, the CEO, joins Thema and Max to talk about the game, tech, and all the other amazing things he and his team at Road2 do. thanks to Jason. Learn more about Eola and Rotu at rotu.com, ROTU. And in Sotor Escape Podcast 441, DPS Race, the first fight in R4 takes a lot of DPS, and the team had to up their game and tune things to get it on farm. The second half of the episode, they'll talk about tips and recommendations for tuning up DPS and how we can get good. That is GITGUD.
Get good.
And in the gaming persona, we did this show for 2 years.
Yay!
Yeah, the 2 exclamation points. Just so you know, 2 exclamation points. That's how excited they were.
That's very precise.
The live stream Twitch celebration of the 2-year gaming persona anniversary occurred on September 14th. Join Dr. Gameology, also known as Dr. Daniel Kaufman, Jenny LeBron, and Jean Wong on a free-flowing conversation looking back at season 2 of the show, favorite moments, and hopes for the next season. Most of all, continue the journey. Thanks to all their listeners and their supporters. They could not have made the show what it has become without the support and interest from all of you. And in Working Class Nerds, as a reminder, not safe for work.
Or kids, or... Yeah.
Maybe not even safe for some adults. Episode 170, Spicy Sweet Chili Doritos. Ooh, those are actually pretty good.
That sounds
I do enjoy those.
Delicious. Oh my goodness.
They are actually pretty good. Like I don't like the spicy for the spicy, but that's actually pretty good.
I don't eat junk food, but I need those.
So, with Chronic's cancellation, the guys joined by Mega Nerds community member Doritos. 2 exclamation points. The 3 of them go over the latest gaming news, including the new Mario movie trailer, which, can we talk about that?
No,
No.
we're not talking about that.
We don't need to. It's like Bruno. We're not talking about it.
Yep.
I'm not talking about it. God of War Ragnarok's incoming release and more. Enjoy. You can find Doritos on Twitch. It's just Doritos with 95000. That's disappointing. I thought there'd be more O's and S's and whatnot.
Right.
You can also join the Nerds community on their Discord, which is a gobbledygook thing in the show notes. So just click that
a link
instead.
in the notes. And in Nomad's news, Dual Universe. Dual Universe has launched with typical growing pains that come with the game going into full release. AIE's current dedicated crew have been hard at work progressing through all the things that must be done early in the game to help ensure a long, strong, and stable presence within the game. And in Lost Ark, participation continues to be very low-key. Note that if you're not yet in AIE Communitas, please contact Duras in Discord to arrange a guild move. The Overflow Guild is intended for alts and an additional expansion, but at this stage of the game, they can easily have all the mains in one guild. Research is continuing to be set each and every guild week. If you're playing or looking to help, make sure to shout out in the Lost Ark channel in the public AIE Discord. Remember, if you wish to have an application approved, also mention it there with the hashtag LostArkApp. News from the game. Roadmap for the remainder of 2022 has been posted, highlighting the new raids and Reaper and Summoner advanced classes. There are current Twitch drops available until October 24th, and another round of Prime Gaming rewards are available from in-game items in your gaming.amazon.com/home link.
Their latest raid has been pretty interesting. It's apparently a bunch of clowns just being evil. So, yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, yes. Okay. And wow. Well, guys, running out of content, make your own. Kitty Aggro did something that was stupid fun today. They broke into two men groups.
2 Mythic
Did the
Plus
same-
groups.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what happens with abbreviations. 2 Mythic Quest groups that did the same dungeon and key size. The goal was to finish the dungeon. Timing was not required for the other team. However, an impartial 11th person decided who was the imposter on each team. Oh, that's fun. The person's goal was to slow down the party enough to lose a challenge to the other team while being subtle enough to not be discovered. Oh my god, it's betrayal in dungeon. At the end of the run, each team had a quick discussion and then voted on who they thought was the imposter. It was both funny and fun.
They called it
big
Mythic Plus Mythic Among Us. Yeah.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Fabulous. Also, New Braid is making their way through normal Fated in hopes of killing all the bosses for the mount. It's been challenging but fun to save lockouts and focus a bit on progression while still explaining the fights and taking their time, just like New Braid always does.
Mm-hmm.
And also just in WoW, AIE WoW is seeing the return of new and returning seeing new and returning guildies as the Dragonflight nears. Please make sure they feel welcome and help answer questions in guild chat. And please pass out those goodies in the guild kitchen. You know it gets a bit overcrowded in there.
Lots of somewhat kind of hype-ish coming. I've been waiting to see when the hype train hits because it's still been pretty quiet. I think because of WoW Classic.
Yeah.
Because raids have opened in Wrath of the Lich King on Thursday, October 6th, with Naxxramas being cleared on Mankirk in about 1 hour. Not surprising.
Shocking.
Burn right through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Akela's Wrath plans to start raiding on the 22nd of October. They're all working towards pre-raid, best in slot, and running heroic dungeons, working on reputations and crafting. In general, everything is going great, and Wrath of the Lich King is living up to their expectations. That's because that's what all I'm hearing is just everyone is just lost in Wrath of the Lich King. Like the timing couldn't have been worse for Dragonflight and better for, I guess, everything else. Like everyone is just absorbed in essentially like the ultimate version of what they wanted, which was Wrath of the Lich King.
Classic.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And Lars says we are rocking in Wrath. That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not surprised. That was, the pinnacle before things, Cataclysm happened. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So it's going to be interesting when they try to pull people away for retail having Dragonflight, and it'll be interesting to see what wins.
What happens?
Yeah.
If nostalgia or the newfangled stuff rules out.
Yep.
It depends on how interesting the pre-patch event is, and that usually happens a couple weeks before the actual launch. So we should be hearing news about that soon, hopefully.
Yep.
But in SWTOR, we are looking forward to patch 7.1.1. Come on, guys. It will bring us Galactic Seasons 3 and the Feast of Prosperity. In the meantime, it is a good time to join one of our ops teams, as some of them have openings. Ask about operations in Discord, and one of the ops leaders will respond. For many of the teams, no gear or experience is required. Well, you have to wear gear, but
right.
They don't.
And clearly, if
not
you're
a
high enough
level, yeah.
And if you're high enough, if you have the gear and the level to be in an ops,
yeah,
you at least know what you're doing. Well, at least know how to play the game.
Are required.
Got it. Okay.
No imposters?
No imposters. How about pasta? Sorry.
Maybe imposters, but all of the operations leaders will be more than happy to walk you through the very patient, very AIE style.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to in there and, hey, I'm interested. The operations leaders will usually post when we need a fill-in, or if we need somebody, and we'll be able to walk you through that.
Yep.
No problem whatsoever.
And even give you the quick and dirty about how to gear up and all that. So
wonderful.
Yep. All right, and the Best View in SWTOR contest is back. Oh, Max, what have you done? This is an event where players can submit screenshots of their favorite spots as long as their favorite spots are one of the specified planets. Winning screenshots will be made into decorations that all players can buy for their strongholds.
Oh, neat.
Yes, and I'm sure Max has submitted his Best Butt Shot award from one of the down bosses, because that's usually what Max does.
Oh, Max. Seema, I thought you were... Never mind.
Oh, Seema has nothing to do with this.
I know. All right. In ESO news, cool things the guild has been doing. They've been running around killing world bosses for the current event. Been playing weekly Tales of Tribute matches for AIE Tournament and posting their victories and defeats in Discord for all to see. Things that are planned are coming up for the guild. Dungeon, zone clears, and of course having fun. That is a given. The second Tales of Tribute tournament is being considered for mid-January, and a fishing tournament, of course it is being planned. Game news. The Heroes of High Isle event was a success, so don't forget to collect your rewards from the Crown Store if you own the High Isle chapter. There's a new... They got a new character markings, a new emote, a box of loot that contains more boxes of loot.
Yeah,
and
there are 6 boxes. Because I opened the first one and it says second box of. And I'm like, well, I opened that. And then it says third box of. And it goes all the way to the 6th. So, yes, there's 6 loot boxes, nested in each other like Russian
Well, here you
nesting
like
dolls.
box. Okay, so it's ESO nesting loot. Got it.
I got 3 complete armor sets out of the boxes.
Sweet.
So
Nice.
And one of them was an upgrade. So yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Awesome. All right. And by the way, the upcoming Fire Song DLC is sorry. One thing you can also get in the loot boxes, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The upcoming Fire Song DLC for free.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. The bonus challenge for the event to close vents is happening, and soon every 25% completion towards the goal, the event will be extended another 2 days. That's additional time to earn reward boxes and tickets. And just an FYI, if you don't own High Isle yet, it's currently on sale during the event. Okay, and what I'm sure you've all been waiting for when it comes to the Tale of Tributes, here are our current rankings. Number 1, DP Roberts, who is 12-3. Number 2, Kinney, who is 11-4. Number 3,
Morgaroth.
thank you, Morgaroth, which is who is 10-5. Bashira is 8-7. Malachi is 7-8. Redstick is 7-8. Tet is 4-11. Hey, had you lost one less game and had played one less game, you'd be my height.
Yep.
And Dark Light Wolf. Oh, I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Is 1-14.
Yep. And just the way it worked out, the rankings this week, the top 4 are playing each other and the bottom 4 are playing each other. So,
Perfect.
yeah, it's going to be fun.
So definitely gonna be some changing in the in those rankings for sure.
Exactly.
And in Final Fantasy XIV news, Shaja Mashraka, also known as Elaine of Shalott. Hopefully we won't get too many giggles this time.
Sorry.
October 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern, the Final Fantasy XIV Retro Treasure Map Group will be running Stormblood Treasure Maps. Anyone who is level 70 and has access to all of the Stormblood zones and is welcome to join. Elaine can be contacted either in Discord or in game if anyone has any questions. Join us as they search for the Lost Canals, summon opponents from the Shifting Altars, and if RNG is truly in their favor, perhaps they'll raid the deepest slice of the hidden canals of Uznar and make progress on one of the rarest achievements in all of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yep.
Map nights are still happening, maybe not as active lately. I think we saw a little update saying it's been a little quieter, especially with Abo not being able to get on Thursdays for his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But map nights happen if there's people. Like no one has to. There's no official person that owns it. It's just if there's people online and you have maps, run maps.
Exactly.
Map night, yay. You don't even have to bring it. I mean, at least one person needs to bring a map,
Yep.
Otherwise you're just kind of staring at each other. It's really awkward.
Yeah. You
But,
gonna move? Am I gonna do? Who's gonna do this?
Yep.
But maps are so easy to get, especially if you have your craft or your gatherers leveled. You just literally go to the zone, hit a couple spots, find a map, you're done. It's
Right.
real fast, easy, free. Or you buy it from the auction house if you just want to grab it quick. As said above, lower level map nights are trying to happen every other week. So just pay attention to the Final Fantasy channel into Discord to see when they're starting next. We do appreciate Saja for organizing all those. As far as game news, the special 14-hour director's broadcast has been completed. And while there was all kinds of zaniness during this time, including a very curious Lullapert guest, which that was interesting because they're supposed to be about this, waist high, and this was a very tall Lullabrick.
This was nightmare fuel. Got it.
Yeah. But there was one big announcement that got everybody going. Final Fantasy Fan Fest has been announced, and it's going to be in person. So this is their version of, for those more familiar with the BlizzCon, well, this is Final Fantasy XIV's version of that. And they're going to be the size to match it, looks like it, because in North America, July 28th and 29th, they're going to be in Las Vegas. And as opposed to in the past where they just took up a hotel, they're taking up the entire convention center.
Wow.
So I think with the influx of just so many players, I think the last number I heard was it was in the upper 20 millions of players right now. I think they understand that they have to have more room for more interested players, a lot of new people that are just now getting into it, that there's going to be a lot of people at this one. So, get your hotel rooms early. They announced that they won't be selling it until probably the beginning of next year. My guess is March, sometime around the March time. Yep. It's interesting in that North America is first, so we're going to get first dibs most likely on what the new expansion is going to be. That's usually how it works. And then they'll do Europe, and then they'll do Japan, and of course they save the really meaty stuff for Japan, of course, because they gotta play to the home team.
Exactly.
We're expecting expansion news next July, so they're moving along.
Perfect.
All right.
And July in Vegas, not fun. I have a feeling because it's unfortunate.
Cheap.
Well, yeah, that's exactly why, because the last one was supposed to be in San Diego. But then
glorious,
stuff
but
happened.
San Diego in summer is beautiful and cool and
exactly.
fun to be in. Yeah.
And expensive.
And very expensive, yes.
So they got relegated back to Las Vegas. So it's cheap because they're desperate for people, but
Yeah.
All right. In STO news, Cryptic Studios is doing a special event called Fleet Week, starting the 10th and going through the 15th. Fleet Week will cover various topics around the ships of Star Trek, from audio, artwork, form and function, and much, much more. And they are bringing in all kinds of special guests to discuss all the various topics, even naval ship analysis and some of the Star Trek Adventures TTRPG game masters. Fleet Action Report, our very own Fleet Action Report, has been invited to take part in Fleet Week and will be doing a special event stream on Wednesday the 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific. That's 2 p.m. max time, max. And we have been given a bunch of codes to give away during the stream. The codes are not just for PC. They have codes for PlayStation and Xbox as well. Some of the keys they will be giving away even include ships, and they have one code for 10th anniversary 10 legendary ship bundle. And they are not the only content creators taking part and not the only ones with codes to give out. So come support Fleet Action Report and check out the other streams as well. And there are 2 infographics, which you can also find in the Discord. They'll be in the show notes. But there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 different podcasts and video casts that are going to be participating in that. So
that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last but not least, Guild Wars 2. A new roadmap for ArenaNet?
ArenaNet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. ArenaNet is up for fall and winter. Highlights include Christmas and Halloween. October 18th events.
World.
Thank you, World versus World. WW Alliance test next week, and the Extra Life charity event. As always, AIE Expos is here to help you if you want to see why Guild Wars 2 has thrived for a decade. MFN is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Dungeons and More Nights is the second Friday of each month. Still looking for materials for the Guild Hall? See Jedi for details.
All right. And
That
with that,
is this Friday for.
Say that again?
This Friday.
Yes.
This Friday for Dungeons and More.
awesome.
Yep.
Guild
It's
Wars
upcoming
2.
Friday night.
Yep. All right. That was a lot of news, a lot of announcements, but we've got some Hobbit home cooking to dig into. So let's get back to Dux and Meilung and find out what is going on
Give us
in
11
Lord of the
seasons.
Rings.
Well, before we get to what's coming up, what we've had happen is there's new race class combinations. That's what I've been doing. There's been a bunch of people in the newer beginner zones playing the new combinations.
Was that the
I've been
brawler?
playing. No, like the race of man can now be a rule keeper. Hobbits can now be a lore master and champion. Just all kinds of new combinations that you couldn't really play before.
Gotcha.
So I've been playing on my rune keeper race of man. Just having so much fun on it.
Awesome.
I was actually looking at taking advantage of the new race class combos, and I was going to hold on for the new area that comes out in the new leveling zones.
Mm-hmm.
You have the same push to talk button I do.
Yeah, which what we have coming up, talking about the new zones coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mini expansion pack that is now available for pre-sale before the Shadow. The mini expansion is supposed to be released on November 8th.
Yeah, we're actually going to get 2 brand new regions, and they're going to finally connect the northern continent of Ereador pretty much completely.
Oh,
So
awesome.
you can go from the Shire all the way south down to Sarn Ford and then into what's called Cardalon,
Mhm.
which was part of the Northern Arnorian Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
It was split then after the Witch King came through, and then it turned into Arthdane, Cardalon, and Rehudar. And then you can go from there into the Swanflet, and then from there into Holland, which is formerly Eregion, which is in the new TV series.
Nice. Yeah, that always was like, because you just you'd be going south, and all of a sudden, like, nope. Done.
Nope, can't go further.
Yeah, they had a big old barrier wall there and a couple of camping bad guys.
Yep.
So the Cardalon region itself is actually really there's a city in there. It's formerly a very large city. It's now all in ruins, but it's called Tharbad.
Mm-hmm.
And Tharbad in other game systems, tabletop role-playing game systems like MERPs and things like that, it's this poisoned city. When the Witch King came through, the land was poisoned and ruined. The Numenorians before that even stripped the trees from the land to build their fleets. And so this whole area is just kind of a shrub and brush, and all these evil lesser men moved in. And so that's part of this new expansion, the new leveling area itself for, I think it's levels 1 through 30 or 32. And you can pick it supposedly from the character creation screen.
Oh, cool. So you can actually start out there.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry so much about being like, okay, I'm a dwarf, or I'm thrown into the dwarf elf starting area.
Right.
They're going to try and combine everything together to try and keep people together.
See, but the downside to that is that means that now I have to have 2 new characters. One to actually go through it and continue on. Another one, because I try and keep one character in the brand new zones, the tutorial areas, so that I can guide people through it that might need it. So
Right.
you give me a new zone, that means I need 2 characters
Yeah.
for a level 1.
Right.
New character,
Of course you
new
do.
character.
Have you ever counted out how many characters do you have?
For me, spread across all the servers, I don't want to say because it's in the triple digits.
No, that's fine.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
No, but also, like you said, though, a lot of what you do is make sure that you have characters around to assist other players. So no, that makes perfect sense why you have so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like we do
I've
in
been playing
SOTOR,
game.
parking characters at holocrons that are hard to get to, so you can summon people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, which, I mean, in SWOTOR, I have a character parked at one of the datacrons.
Yeah.
So it stays there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to move that character. But
Great.
yeah, I've been playing the game for 11 years, and I just want to guide people through so they can get quickly to where the rest of us are in this area, and try to have someone in each level area that they would need to run with.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mailung, for bringing back the hashtag AIE thing.
Exactly.
That's such a very AIE thing to do. I love it. It's amazing.
Yep.
Some of the other stuff they're adding to this expansion Before the Shadow, three variations that you could purchase the game in. Just a basic, you get the game, and I think you get a way of dancing as an elf. And then they have a collector's edition and then an ultimate collector's edition. And so they throw in a bunch of new pets, some new war steed mount dressage. Then I think it looks like a new elk for a regular riding mount, and then a bunch of little crafting goodies and some stuff for the house. I have not opened up all the boxes because at that point they just kind of explode, and it's just like, okay, now I gotta sort
We know
everything.
we know what unpacking's like. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just need more space. I constantly need more space. I spent, I think, 800, a little over 800 turbine points buying wardrobe space because they give you 2 new sets of costume armor. And it's like, okay, now I got to put this somewhere.
Right.
That sounds like a real life game.
I need to log in and see how many points I've accrued because I'm still on lifetime. So.
Yeah, because we were playing that before we played WoW.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, with the pre-sale, one of the really cool things is Standing Stone Games, who does Lord of the Rings Online, gives you a 10% discount if you are a VIP
Right.
on the bundle. So you actually get a discount buying the bundle if you're a VIP, and that does include the lifetime VIPs out there too.
Excellent.
Very cool.
So we're going to get also a new instance and I'm sure Malon's going to be all over this one. New skirmish.
I cannot wait for the new skirmish. I guarantee you I will be in there. I will be able to guide people through it because I love skirmishes and dungeons and those short stuff, which that means that there's going to be a new
there'll be new deeds with it.
Yeah, so
New
I'm going to have to do
titles.
that so I can keep. Yeah, I got to keep my skirmisher Middle Earth title going.
Absolutely.
If you need to go through the new skirmish, I will be able to guide you through it in no time. Which I'm avoiding the spoilers because I want it to come out and not test it on the test server.
Right.
So
Right.
I want to go through it and enjoy the story.
And that's character skirmish and not the monster versus player skirmish, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Monster players actually got a little bit of a bonus for once. I logged in on my monsters and I got a new costuming effect.
Ooh,
So it was kind of nice to actually have something different.
cool.
Yeah. Now there's only 20 of us running around like stalkers that all look the same.
Yeah. It's like, no, not a monster. Guilty.
Exactly.
You're wearing the same thing I'm wearing. Oh, they all look the same.
That's embarrassing. Oh my goodness.
No, it's good because what monster got you? I don't know. You look like this. Well, that could be anyone. So sorry.
Right. Absolutely.
The last big one is this new delving system, and that is just really the way to increase the difficulty and custom tailor instances to fit your playstyle. So if I were to take my champion into something, I would crank up the difficulty. Whereas if I take my lore master in, I'm going to lower that difficulty.
Sure.
So is this kind of similar to a Mythic Plus key system?
I would say very similar. Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid, like Malin said, trying to avoid all the spoilers for it. But the design behind it is to
Okay.
ramp it up, give you better rewards, or at least make it survivable and you can continue playing at that level. And you just work your way through the tier system to find a point that you're comfortable with, and then you can get rewards based on that level and difficulty.
Cool.
Which one of the things, if you're in game, the yellow line Bjorning, which you can transform into a bear, is very overpowered.
Right.
Mhm.
Where you can run several levels above. So this way you're not just running through it. You can actually have a challenge on that character that's on level.
Gotcha.
Is what they're going for with that.
Cool. So almost like a combination of Mythic Plus or
Go towards story versus challenge stuff.
no, I was thinking of the tower in WoW that they added that's like Palace of the Dead for Shadowlands.
Torghast?
Torghast. Yeah, where you basically set your difficulty and like I'm gonna try and get it. So no, that's cool though.
Yeah, which if you get to a point where you fail, then you do get something that will help you out. That you're not just going in there
Right.
and you just lose everything.
Yeah.
Instead of a gemstone, you get a broken gemstone, and so.
So what rewards do you? What are the delving gems and writs?
They are, well, it can be all the way up to best in slot raid gear.
Ooh.
But yeah, 2 pieces supposedly are part of the current best in slot or the slated best in slot. So that's impressive by itself. Otherwise, it's going to be things that you can improve your new legendary weapons with.
Mhm.
Scrolls, traceries, rare, harder to get effects for the traceries. Smaller improvements. I think they haven't really revealed a whole lot except the best in slot. When Casual Stroll through Cardalon was talking, when Scenario, one of the system designers, was talking, he just kind of dropped that and mentioned it. He just goes, "Yeah, if you get up into the high T's, you'll get some good gear."
Nice.
Yeah, and it's a good way where if solo play, you can get that better stuff, that better gear,
Right.
without having to do bugs and do those higher in raids.
Yeah. Since Dux, you mentioned the legendary weapon. I know on my character I've still got like my original legendary weapon. Do they? And I know you can grow them with experience and stuff, but is it basically like each expansion comes with a new legendary weapon that you have to start over with, or how long lived is the legendary weapon?
Legendary weapons lasted until I think it was around Gundabad or possibly a little bit before. But they also opened up legendary weapons now. So there's a lot, basically end of life. Old system that went from Moria
Right.
to roughly Gundabad is done.
Okay.
I still have 2 first stage halberds and 2 first stage emblems
Right.
sitting in my inventory because I just can't bear to destroy them yet. I've spent so much time.
Yes, exactly.
But I already went. You go to Elrond or you go to the Last Homely House, stop in, say hi, get a quest, close the quest wrapper, watch my cat walk by, and then you pick your new items, and then you can go and get these actual they call them traceries, and there's one called Craft, there's Mastery, and then there's these mainline ones like Owl and Bear, and those will match with, say, the type of character you are.
Okay.
So there's Eagle, there's things that improve they improve certain base attributes. You would pick that for your class, and then you customize probably 8 or more different elements of your new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of it being like, you're hoping for the best baseline set that you get on your legendary, now you get very little included and you customize the rest.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And you could take advantage of that. If you're past or at least at Moria, go get the newest stuff.
Okay.
The DPS goes up quite a bit.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I still have my legendary bow. So
Yeah, my DPS jumped, I think, almost maybe 1,000 with my captain.
ouch. Yeah.
Like at level 140 cap right now. It was just like, I was like, I've had this thing for I don't even know how many years since Moria, and it's trash now.
Yep.
So much for first stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One of the neat things I think, what I really like, I'm big into exploring the areas because I want to see as much land as I can because this also helps me with ideas for my tabletop role playing.
Absolutely.
So, they're adding stuff like Swan Flat, Cardalon, great. Cardalon, it's kind of part of the Borrow Downs. You've seen one dead spirit, you've seen them all.
Absolutely.
Swan Flat is where the elves used to be. And so that is very old area, very pretty area. And they showed some of the graphics for it. It looks really nice. The water effects, the swans, the flowers, everything that they kind of just build into the environment. It's nice. I really look forward to it. Beyond that, I'm thinking of making a new character. Not sure what yet, because I almost have one of everything. But I swore that I would never make a minstrel because I'm done healing. I served my time in Spoder and Warcraft.
Right.
So go back there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to build.
Right.
Careful what you swear off. You become that.
Yep.
A Warcraft paladin before I ever joined AIE on the Alliance side, and we joined the raid guilds, and it was like, you're not playing that class. Oh, okay. What do you want me to be? You're a healer forever. Great.
Yep.
Hey, so happy to be here.
Forever healer, forever DM. Yep.
Yep.
Both.
Yep. All right. It looks like.
Also,
Go ahead.
there is a coupon code that is available until the end of October.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Where
can they find that?
I did post it in the Lotro channel. I'm blanking on what the actual code is right now.
Okay.
That's okay. We can grab it and put it in the show notes. That's fine.
It would be really great to have folks visit. It'd be even better if you're over level 75. We could go to Isengard. And then, hey, if you're a higher level than that, hey, it's all good. We'll go raiding.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Well, anything else, or?
I pretty much covered all of my points.
All right. Well, that is going to be our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles and Meilong looks up coupon codes, we want to thank Dux and Meilong for joining us. As always, thank you guys. It's always a blast having you folks on. Love Lord of the Rings, and just I need more time to play more games. Got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
And
there we go.
Free Quest 2020 is the code. We'll put that in the show notes.
Throwing that in the show notes right now.
All right.
Well, if you do have questions or comments about our show, you can email us at podcast.aieguild.org@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter as well. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Bucow. Makala is at Cyberwaif, and Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on the website aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And the Discord server for chat can be found at aie-guild.info/discord. For past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel, which is the AIE Podcast on YouTube. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
Okay, guys, and now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments we received this week, including, guys, we got one. Oh my gosh. We have Coffee and Community Chat with Meilong and Lars Wow, my brain just went completely like Lars Gagner.
Yep.
Yes. Which hey, playing right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to AIE Building Solutions. Ow.
Oh,
Hey, I'm
missed that.
Meilung.
And I'm Lars.
For many of us, AIE S is more a community than a group to play games with. Some of us spend time reading and posting in our Discord, or forums before that, than we spend in-game. This is our comfortable space where we come to distract ourselves from daily life or just to take a break.
Right. And some of us are like visitors or lurkers who are happy to read the adventures and posts of others. And others are more residents in this space and creating these posts and content. A community requires both those visitors and residents, and perhaps some of you started as visitors and are slowly becoming residents.
We would like to encourage and invite the community to feel free to make use of these communication tools we have to enhance that feeling of community. Discord provides a great space for text communication and visual communication through posting of media, but it also provides us excellent voice and video channels.
So perhaps you see them as dedicated channels for like dungeons or raid groups. I know I do sometimes, and they can also be spaces to drop in and chat. And so a few of us are attempting to promote the use of Discord in this way. And we invite you to join us for coffee, tea, water, or whatever floats your boat, and come into one of the channels like the coffee chat in the AIE Discord, or perhaps when demand requires it, we'll create more.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and keep on rocking.
Oh, I missed that header, and that was great.
Thank you. That's awesome,
Yep.
folks.
That is awesome.
Let's
All
see if
right.
we can keep it up.
Exactly. Next time, we'll possibly be talking to Jedi and or Dahara in Guild Wars 2. So until then, AIE. Docs.
This is Meilung.
This is Dux.
This is Tetsemi,
This is Mukau.
This is Makala.
and this has been the AIE Podcast. Yay!
Yay!
Wouldn't be the ending unless it's awkward. All right.
So
Yo.
that's what you're talking about.
Yes!
Blame Gusty.
Yeah, Gusty started it,
It's all Gusty's fault.
and we love her for it.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Show titles. What do we have in here? I think that's the show title. I need more time to play games. Also from Tiber, Poison City, or how many characters?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
see.
the last I counted, the count was like 150, 160.
Holy crud!
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that
Yeah,
makes
just
sense if
it-
you've got
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you got all the racial starting areas and then the different zones, and yeah. No, 100%.
Every combination that you can have, which now they've added more, so that just adds to it.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Well, thank you
guys.
so much, folks.
Yep. All right, chat room. I am going to stop the stream, and we will see you in 2 weeks. 2
2 weeks.